Greetings, my name is Gerard. Welcome to Just One Good Trade. 7:41. The market on the Forex has been going up. In fact, there's been a 40 pip movement going up. Interestingly, I think it's still going to go up because on the 5-minute chart, there is a trade that I think is not done yet. Unless it might be. Let's see. I normally measure my trades by thirds. 1, 2. Well, there's a chance it might actually be done. 3. Oh, wow. So that trade ended. So what we have to do now is look for another trade. And this is the setup for this trade. And let's say this was a 10-point trade. 10-point trade. See? 5. Okay. Now, since I believe that price action is going to bounce back up, the second opportunity for a trade would most likely be here. That is what I'm seeing. And if price action moves and we get all of our SMA crosses, we will enter a trade. Now it might continue down. If it continues, it's not my setup to go straight for reversal right away. But if it continues and there is a dip, like a small bounce, and then it dips back, that is an opportunity I could take. So let's just wait and see what the market will do, and then we will act accordingly. Interestingly, I saw a trade on the 14-minute, on the 15-minute chart, and I'm thinking about, and I got into this trade here. So here's my logic. My logic is hopefully that it gets at least back here. That is my logic. But then I have to pay attention to how it does with the simple moving averages. Is it going to cross them, or will it touch and then reverse? That is very important. And I'm going to put this here because it's a trailing stop loss. So right now we have about either 8, 20, or 30 points. 8, 20, or 30 points. So let's see how it does. Let's see what it does when it reaches this. So this point here, 1, 3, 5, 5, 3. Where is that? Here. 1, 3, 5, 5. Okay, so it's exactly somewhere here. So that's our first goal. We do have, I'm going to put a line here just to make sure. Interestingly, I saw this trade here, but I didn't feel it was going to be a good trade. Let's see what it does. How many pips do we have from here to here? You have around 4. So we'll probably get 6 or 7 until it moves, until it touches this. And price action has to make a very important decision in terms of velocity and decisiveness. On the other hand, it's also touching this point, which is close to this, actually. Close to that. 1, 2, 3. So let's see. Very, very curious. I'm really hoping that we get 1, 2, 3. You know, then this is the third. This is 75%. With this blue. What I like about trading the 5-minute chart is that you have some time to think. And then you have your trailing stop loss moving down more and more. But first, let's see if it's going to reach the 8 point. If it does, then we'll be more careful about staying in the trade. So far, things are working. Okay. 6 points is here. Let's see if it's going to reach this point. Okay, price started moving exactly at 7:40 this morning. Okay, 1, 2. Ooh, a little reversal here. 5, 3, 5, 5, 3, 4. Where's that? 3, 5, 5. 3, 5, 5, 3, 4 is here. Okay, let's reconvene in 5-10 minutes and see how this trade is going. Something just happened here. It touched this line and automatically started reversing. So let's go on our 50-minute chart. Oh, wow, that's exactly it. So it touched this. We might need to exit if it doesn't reverse and breaks this decisively. It touched this simple moving average and reversed. Ideally, hopefully, this is not a red tape, meaning it's going to continue down and cross it decisively. If not, we might have to exit. Going back to the 5-minute chart. So it did reach 10 points. If it reverses past this line, I'll exit and take whatever I have. But if it continues, great trade. And again, this trade setup comes from, initially I did not want to get into this trade, but it comes into one SMA cross here happening, and then the fact that it eventually crossed decisively the 30 and 20 moving average. Now, really the impetus for this is seeing this candlestick formation. Seeing this, and also seeing that at this moment we have a cross That was the main reason why I got into this trade. When I saw this, I thought, you know what, I'm going to risk a trade here. On the other hand, let's see if we'll cross this, get into the 8 points, and then cross the low. We have 1 more minute. Okay, what is it going to do now? Is it going to continue down, cross the low? Let us see what it does. Okay, we are at a point where there's a reversal happening, and there's not been a lot of traction in this next candle. This is going to end in 40 seconds. If it reverses past this line, we should exit. If it stays below the close of the previous candle, let's stick for another 5 minutes. Okay. There's a pivot being formed. That is a little bit alarming. And especially that it's outside the Bollinger Bands, meaning this might be where we exit if it doesn't reverse all the way back down. Looking at the 50-minute chart, where are we? We're still at... So this is an interesting point as well, because in the 50-minute chart, we still are not done with this candle. We have 5 more minutes for this candle. But then I don't want to retreat back and have the market take back too much profits. It's one of those situations where one has to wait. 4 minutes, the next 4 minutes are going to be very crucial. But if indeed, I'm going to put a line for this, the high of, wow, this movement, and if it crosses this, should be ready to exit. Okay, it's retreating. I will feel safer if it retreats past the opening of this candle here. I will feel safer. But until then, I'm one hand on the close. Okay. This is not looking good. Okay, I'm out. So the market, I gave back, I would say, 4 points, which I don't think it's very ideal, but the other hand, I'm gonna get into this trade and see if it's gonna reach at least the middle Bollinger Band. This is an interesting trade that I like to take. It's a trade where, for example, here, RSI, when RSI goes below around 30, and this happens outside Bollinger Bands. And there's a reversal, there's a pivot. I will get in quickly and see if it's going to touch. This is what I would consider my breaking even. And that's the goal. Then I'm putting my stop loss here to limit the amount of the loss that I might take. And this trade is an interesting trade because the target is always moving. I'm targeting the middle Bollinger Band, the middle line of the Bollinger Band. Most of the time it will come down little by little, so I have to pay attention to that as well. Okay, so as we can tell, price action reached, crossed, and now it's trying to contend with this former support line. 8:26, we have 5 more minutes for it to tell us. We have 4 more minutes. Ooh, I don't like this reversal. I don't like this reversal. If it crosses that low, I will exit and take what I have. But I'm really hoping it continues. See here, it officially crossed. Oh, I don't like that. I don't like this. Not after it's crossed that line. 3 minutes. Okay. It's the amount left. Is it going to cross the high? The high is here. Cross it. The high of this candle has not crossed the previous high. Ideally, you want to get into a trade when it crosses, when it at least crosses the high of the previous candle. See this? I would enter here, but I'm already in. Let's go. 2 more minutes left. If it crosses this, I'm out. Reverse back up. I have this interesting tendency of talking to the screen as if it listens to me, but the truth is, if it crosses this, I'm out. I'm waiting for it to cross decisively this line. We have 60 seconds left. I would say 70 seconds left for it to do our bidding. But then I'm always ready to exit. It has not crossed. Okay, it touched it, but did not cross it. It reversed past the previous high. This is the high now. This is the previous point of support line. We can do this. If it breaks and goes all the way up, that'd be amazing. Okay. So at this point here, we're close to our goal. If it reverses, we should most likely exit. See this? This is what we're aiming for. This line, the middle Bollinger Band. We need some momentum to go all the way up. Wonderful. It touched it. We've won. Yes, it touches it and reverses right away. At least let us savor a win, wouldn't you want to let's savor a win? If it crosses the low, the opening of this candle, I will exit. Okay. Okay, that was a good trade. I expect a little bit more, but just like I said, it touched the middle Bollinger Band and reversed right away. There's something that needs to be said about just waiting to see if it's going to do a little bit more, but it did not. That was a wonderful trade, by the way. Wonderful trade. What I like about the 5-minute chart, as opposed to the 1-minute chart for scalpers, when you have the SMA cross and you wait a little bit below, there's always a good 2 to 3 points that you can make. But until then, it's tough. Until then, things can get really, really tough. But we had a wonderful trade session. Thank you very much. Again, just like you know, my strategy is just one good trade, and we are done for the day. So today we left the market with $46, enough to, this is half of, I would say, my phone bill. 2 days like this, my phone bill is paid, and then little by little. But honestly, we did get that one trade. The first trade did get to 11, 12 points. And, we let it reverse a little bit. The second trade did get to 7 points. But you have to give back a little bit in order to get much more. You have to give back. That's the reality. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day and come back tomorrow.